7685.
A recent statistic has shown that 1 in 4 women on college campuses are sexually assaulted, and they're not the only ones. Follow the headlines in Chicago, and crime is on the rise. Here to propose a solution to this challenge is the founder of the Guard Llama, Joe. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, Joe. So tell us a little bit about the Guard Llama. It's not exactly the product that it sounds like.
No, it's not. What we realized is that there's kind of a little bit of a gap in terms of 911 technology. And so the reality is that unless you tell the dispatcher your current location, they can't find you. And so we decided to build something that is separate from everyone's cell phone. It's a button that can attach to your keys, your backpack, or your purse. If you get in trouble, you push the button. It grabs your location and profile and sends it to the dispatchers. So now the police can figure out who you are, what you look like, and where you're located.
So it's an advanced form of what we may have seen on TV, those old-fashioned, terrible, awful life alert type things. I've fallen and I can't get up. This is actually the advanced, usable model for everybody, regardless of age.
It is the 2016 version of old technology.
Good. I'm kind of sick of those commercials. So the Guard Llama is a complete personal security solution. There must be a story behind this. Tell us how you got involved in your connection with our prior guest, Donna Rockin at the Knapp Center.
I actually met Donna during the Chicago pitch competition, small business pitch competition.
Sure.
So she heard my story, and she loved the solution for herself even, and has been a really, really phenomenal champion for us and for our company. So that's kind of how we've been involved. She's always on the lookout for great connections for us and stuff like that. So, the story is basically when I was in college, there was a freshman student who ended up getting kidnapped and subsequently was murdered in the middle of the day on campus. And so they found her with her cell phone. And so for me, that was kind of the big aha moment, if you want to call it that, in terms of, everyone's gut reaction is if I get in trouble, I have my cell phone, I'll pick it up, I'll dial 911, and someone will be here. And the reality is that for some people, that's just not an option. And so then you start to dive deeper and you see like domestic violence and all these other various crimes or even various professions where, dialing 911 will not be an option for you.
Mm-hmm. Is there a reduced response time?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, the average 911 call is 2 minutes long. So that's even if I get to my phone, unlock it, dial for help. I will then explain the nature of my emergency and who I am for 2.5 minutes.
So clarify again the process. I actually did get a sneak peek of the Guard Llama, of the actual device, and it's pretty cool. As you said, the 2016 version of the life alert, the I've fallen and I can't get up device. But tell us the process when you purchase a device, mm-hmm. and of course we'll share contact information for you. What is the setup process like? And of course, in the event, God forbid, a million times of an emergency, what does that response look like?
So you purchase the product through our website, and then you are immediately mailed the remote itself. When you get it, you download an app from the App Store on your phone, and that takes you through the process of setting up your profile. So that's where you map out who you are, if you have any health conditions, your height, weight, basically all things that would identify you, physical attributes. And then you pair the remote, and you're done. So basically, if you get in trouble, you just push the button. That's it. You push it. It will vibrate in your hand so that you know that we received the message that the police are on the way, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you can go back to troubleshooting your current situation.
So not only should somebody order this for themselves, but likely they should take advantage of ordering this for everybody in the family. Is the cost for the device, or is there a subscription as well?
So how we set it up is it's a one-time fee of $50 for the device, and then we charge $15 a month recurring, which, when you pair it up next to Life Alert, it's a pretty good deal because Life Alert's about $45 a month. But I'll also give a promo code at the end of this to give everyone 50% off who's listening, who's interested.
Fantastic. So how long have you been in business so far?
About 2 years.
2 years, fantastic. And as you mentioned earlier, you were the winner of a business plan competition.
Yes.
Not all that long ago, which is great. So it sounds like you're doing a lot of networking, raising awareness, not only about the sales of the device itself, but you have a personal story and a personal connection that you went through in college, which is really important. So tell us a little bit about the education that you've been providing of the Guard Llama and again sharing that story.
Well, so it's been interesting. What we've really seen is a lot of, it's really profession based. So we've seen a lot of real estate agents and a lot of social workers and a lot of, people who have jobs that make them go into other people's homes who they don't know have kind of been running towards this solution. So what's interesting is that there really doesn't require that much education. If you're a real estate agent and every day you're going on showings with people you don't know in empty houses, I don't have to tell you how uneasy you can feel while you're just trying to go to work. I mean, you get it, you feel it, male and female, it doesn't matter. And the same thing goes for social workers and maids and babysitters. And there's industries just based around this premise, right? Of just, hey, your job is to enter someone else's house, and hopefully that person's nice. Oh, and by the way, we background check you because we're worried about our clients' safety, but we don't background check all of our clients to make sure our employees are safe. Mm-hmm. And so, you see that a lot, and it really doesn't take much. I mean, any female agent, specifically female agent that I've talked to, real estate agent, has told me without a doubt they have been on a showing or an open house and wondered whether they were going to get out of there alive.
So you have a success story of a business that has gotten started, as we talked about before, with Donna Rockin of the Knapp Center for Entrepreneurship at IIT. A lot of businesses struggle with that. Joe, what was the one thing that you learned over the past 2 years that you wish somebody told you on day one of starting a business?
Well, there's a lot of lessons. I guess if I had to give one piece of advice to anyone listening, it would probably be that your idea doesn't really matter, right? Like, no one cares about your idea. And if you're going to investors, that's all they do is hear great ideas, right? And so the real question is, are you going to be the one that takes a risk? Are you going to be the one that tries to put it together? Are you going to be the one that can recruit the people that will turn this into something successful? And so, I think if you're just kind of banking on the fact that, hey, this idea is great and I'll get a bunch of patents around it, which are $10,000 a piece, I just don't think, I think you really have to be more action orientated. And that would be my piece of advice if someone's looking to get off the ground.
So, what's your growth plan over the next 5 years? What will the Guard Llama look like in 2021?
Yeah,
that sounds crazy.
It's interesting because technology evolves so quickly, right? So obviously we have a nice product roadmap in terms of where we can go and where we see this going. But right now, I'm just focused on growth, specifically user base. How many people can we get on? How many people can we help? What's the fastest path to do that? Is it partnering with other large trusted organizations who we can piggyback off of their user bases and things like that? So, I think in that amount of time, I don't think it would be ridiculous to see 100,000 users on the system. Probably shorter than that as well. And then it really matters how much of a security expert, I guess, we decide to become, right? Because then you can obviously break into other types of security that aren't necessarily personal security. But I think time will tell based on the users that we start to acquire, who they are, what their interests are, what they're really looking for, and what can help them the most.
So, Joe, you mentioned that the idea behind the Guard Llama started while you were in college. What were you planning on doing before that experience?
I'm a CPA by trade, so I've done audit work, and it's not. It's
a little change.
Yeah.
A little change. Well, hey, listen, entrepreneurship is a lot more fun, which is exciting. And the reaction from law enforcement, have they been supportive of the idea of the Guard Llama?
Well, they love it. I mean, 60% of the time, currently 60% of the time, police go to the wrong location, and that's not because they're going to the wrong location. It's because they're given the wrong location. And so anything that can get them better coordinates around what is actually happening, they love, because 90% of the time it's someone calling up having the worst moment of their life, and they're trying to describe where they're at, right? And so it's like, I'm at the corner of this, they're trying to think of what they remember, and the information's terrible, right? I mean, it's just, you can't have someone whose adrenaline is pumping and they're in total fight or flight mode trying to accurately describe their location.
Yeah. That's great. Well, we are just about out of time, so I want to make sure you are able to share that promo code and a way that people can find out more about the Guard Llama. Joe, how can people purchase the product?
If they go to www.thegardllama.com, when they check out, enter promo code 560, and you'll receive 50% off your order.
Fantastic, and that brings the cost down, and certainly you don't want to mess around with your safety, with your security, and certainly don't want to mess around with the safety and the security of your family, coworkers, whoever the case may be. So the story of the Guard Llama is fantastic. Thanks for the good work that you're doing. Joe Parisi of the Guard Llama, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business. After the break, we have another story of a startup. You don't want to miss it. We will be talking with the co-founders of Remind Recover, how to refuel your brain. We'll be sharing that story shortly. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or give them a call at 630-928-0510, 630-928-0510. You're listening to the show that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. You can get on my website, shalomklein.com. That's where you can download podcasts from this program, as well as find out who's going to be on next week on the show. Once again, all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We've got a lot more for you. Don't touch that dial.
The weather in Chicago.